What's good? It's Woog, and in this series, we're going to hit the individual categories, predict winners, pick our winners, while discussing the Grammys, its history, and its politics as we near the date of the ceremony. So we're about to get into the nominees, which in this case are the artists, the performers, and I will continue to preface some of these, because there's often some confusion on what is meant by best rap performance, rock performance, or the award for the best song within a given genre, which is awarded to songwriters, or like record of the year. Is it an album? No, it's a finished and fully produced track and all that includes. And it's awarded to several people, the producers, engineers, songwriters, so forth. So it's helpful to know some of those differences. Back to best rap performance. This award debuted in 1989 and was given to DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince for Parents Just Don't Understand, then to Young MC Bust a Move in 1990. Then the award was split into two categories, Best Solo Rap Performance and Best Rap Performance by a Duo or Group. They were once again combined into Best Rap Performance in 2012, and the winners since then have been Jay-Z and Kanye, who've won back-to-back with Otis and Niggas in Paris, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis for Thrift Shop, Kendrick Lamar back-to-back with I and Alright, and most recently, Chance the Rapper featuring Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz with No Problems. Now let's get into it. Big Sean's Bounce Back. Back from what, if you're talking his rap career? He's bouncing back from his first #1 album, Dark Sky Paradise, which featured lead single, I Don't Fuck With You, and also featured Blessings with Drake and Kanye. Bounce Back was dope, and it was on the radio a lot. Features a pretty sinister sounding beat by Metro Boomin, who will appear again in this category. I've thought for a while now that Big Sean is the most underrated mainstream lyricist. I think he's every bit as dope as, say, J. Cole, but he switched up and killed so many different flows and cadences while maintaining grade A level wit. We're halfway into the verse, he develops this like circular rhyme pattern. It's crazy. And that pattern becomes a web of hilarious lines that are also telling a story. I mean, damn, that's some Detroit MC type of stuff right there. Think Elzhi, Eminem, Royce the 5'9", but this guy just bodies tracks. Verse for verse, I think he's second to none. Now, valid arguments can be made, but that's another discussion. Bodak Yellow by Cardi B. Damn, she really made that Puerto Rican New Yorker dialect work for her on that one. Cool South New York hybrid track, produced by Jay White, Jermaine White. I can't even mention this track without urging y'all to listen to its origin. Kodak Black, the song is called No Flockin'. Some know, some don't. Bodak Yellow was inspired by No Flockin' in that the beat's pretty similar, but even more noticeable is that Cardi's now iconic chorus took the exact flow and cadence from Kodak's flow. Listen to the first minute of No Flockin' after hearing Bodak Yellow and you'll see what I mean. But yeah, No Flockin' was dope. And check that video too. Kodak's a pretty special artist with very unique vocals. And the vocals are also what made Cardi B's Bodak Yellow magic. She's spitting, going nutty on the verses. She sounds intense. She sounds like a pissed off Puerto Rican New Yorker. Listen to some of Pun's verses, Big Pun's verses on Capital Punishment. It's almost like a tantrum, like there's an out of breathness to it. The way Cardi sounds just makes the song butter, and the song killed commercially. It made her the second solo female rapper to ever land a #1 on Billboard's Hot 100, the other being Lauryn Hill with Doo-Wop, That Thing in '98. It's kind of crazy to think that Nicki Minaj or Missy Elliott don't have a #1, right? They both got #2s, never won. Same with Eve. Back to Bodak Yellow. The song was fire, and it just won the Single of the Year at BET's Hip Hop Awards. It wasn't the most lyrically impressive, but it's pretty good by trap standards. 444, the song was tight, surprisingly vulnerable, kicking some of the realest stuff and in a way that only Jay can. People say that he's recently opened up on songs like this, but maybe only if you're talking relationship-wise. He's always been kicking introspective rhymes about his life and experiences. Just listen to Jay as early as You Must Love Me or Lucky Me from his second album, In My Lifetime Volume 1. Now this wasn't a commercial hit. It's only Jay-Z's 25th highest charting song, 25th. It peaked at around 35 on the Hot 100, probably the lowest charting song on this list. It's considered a single, but if you're listening to the album it's on, you're not thinking, this is the one that's going to get crazy radio play. It's a good album track, as some would call it. But yeah, he's saying some ultra sharp things on here, and the listener can't help but get pulled into the real life picture that he's painting. Humble by Kendrick Lamar. This song played all over the place, and it just added to Kendrick's beloved reputation. It's Kendrick's first #1 hit. It wasn't his greatest narrative, meaning some of his deeper songs are more signature to his style, whereas this is one of the rare Kendrick tracks that it sounds like it's tailored for commercial success. The beat by super producer Mike Will Made It sounds to me a lot like one of those No Limit beats from the 90s, like the song It Ain't My Fault by Silk the Shocker and a sequel featuring Mystical in like 98, 99. A beat type that's pretty unusual for a Kendrick Lamar song, but he danced lyrically on this one as he remains one of the sharpest and most thoughtful rappers ever. Bad and Boujee by Migos featuring Lil Uzi Vert. To me, coolest song of the year. That song might be the high watermark of the trap mumble rap era, as some would call it. Even though if you actually listen to Migos, you know that this ain't mumble. These dudes are getting it and have been crafting, perfecting, and flipping their style since their mixtapes from 2011 on. They made a lot of dope music over the past 5 years, man. It just culminated into this perfect storm with the perfect beat for Metro Boomin, the same super producer who created the beat for Big Sean's Bounce Back. Taking a step back and looking at the Migos style, there's use of both the slow and the fast. The fast being reminiscent of Bone Thugs and Harmony when you're modulating your voice as you're showcasing the rapid fire machine gun flow. It's not the fastest in Migos' case, but they inflect as they're going, which makes for the flow to sound a lot more dynamic. The voice is used as an instrument as much as it is a method of delivering words. Well, the song hit #1 and the album that it's on also hit #1, Migos, Bad and Boujee. So who wins? Out of the nominees, it'll be cool to see Cardi B win, and I think Jay-Z should already have more Grammy wins and could very well have won this one if we were talking best song. But this is performance, how the vocalist came through and made you feel it, which again, Jay did to a great degree. He made you feel his pain and regret in 444. But I think that this one comes down to Kendrick's Humble and Bad and Boujee. And I think that Bad and Boujee made more of an impact on music culture. It represents much more of the music that the world is flocking to. Pardon the Bodak pun. My guess is that 5, 10, 15 years from now, I think that Bad and Boujee will be like a rap centerpiece that embodied this era. Culture is the name of the latest Migos album that the song is featured on, and is so appropriately titled. Kendrick's music provides a conscious, countercultural alternative and highlights the absurdities in society and in culture, which is timeless in its own way, but I think that Bad and Boujee is a bigger hit than Humble. So that's who I think should win. Who do I think will win? Kendrick Lamar's Humble. I'd just be surprised if the Grammys gave it to Migos over Kendrick right now. He's got some major players backing him, and both the industry, the critics, and the people all revere him, and deservedly so. He's outstanding. I do think there's an outside chance of Cardi B winning with Bodak Yellow, and I wouldn't be surprised if she does win it because of how quickly she and the song have become culturally iconic as well, so you can't count Cardi B out. Again, I think Migos deserves it with Bad and Boujee, but I think Kendrick wins it with Humble. Feel free to like or comment the video or subscribe to the channel. I'm Wood. Thanks for tuning in.